Hello friends, welcome into college football now. I am Tom Downey. With National Signing Day almost here, we're taking an in-depth look at the Ohio State Buckeyes 2020 recruiting class, currently number 5 in the nation per the 24/7 Sports Composite. They've got 25 commitments already. All but one of them have actually already signed their letter of intent. They've got 3 different 5-star recruits, 14 4-stars, and of course the rest they're filling out are those 3 stars. This shouldn't be much of a surprise, but Ohio State is once again among the top teams in the recruiting rankings. They're a pretty much consensus top 5 according to ESPN, 24/7 Sports, Rivals, and the Composite. The Buckeyes continue to recruit amongst the best in the nation. Now we have quite a few, delicately, Michigan fans and or homers here at Chat Sports, so I want you guys to help me troll them. Can I get a Go Bucks in the comments section? That way when they're going through the video later and replying to some comments, they get triggered. So please do me a favor and spam Go Bucks in the comments section. Now we'll take an in-depth look at the Ohio State 2020 recruiting class. We begin with the number 1 player, 5-star receiver Julian Fleming. The number 3 overall player in this year's class. He's got great speed. He's listed at 6'2", 199, and then at the opening, one of the premier recruiting events, he actually ran a 4.45. You see the highlights. He's just faster than everybody else out there. Good route runner. There is a reason he's a top 5 player. I'm super excited to see what Brian Hartline, who I know you Ohio State fans know, the receivers coach, I think he's done a fantastic job developing other receivers. I would argue some not as talented as Fleming. In what is a loaded wide receiver group for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Fleming stands out as the most impactful. I'm excited to see what he does with the Ohio State Buckeyes in 2020 and, of course, beyond. Another top 10 recruit, that is offensive tackle Parris Johnson Jr. out of Cincinnati. The area, of course, went to Princeton High School. Ohio State, more so than most years, really recruited that Cincinnati area hard in this class. Producer Harrison loved his highlight tape as well, by the way. Johnson has great size. He's listed at 6'7", only 290 though, so he's got the frame to add on a good another, frankly, 30 pounds. Like, that's not really even all that outlandish there. He is a classic late bloomer. He's, again, 6'7", 290 right now. His freshman year of high school, he was 6'3", 205. He went from, we'll make him into a tight end to, okay, he's an offensive lineman now and a future left tackle stud there. Again, from Princeton, he is the nation's number 1 offensive tackle, the number 9 overall player. He prototypes and projects overall to being a left tackle for the Ohio State Buckeyes. All right, their other 5-star recruit, that's Jaxon, Smith-Njigba, the 3 5-star recruits here for the Ohio State Buckeyes from Texas, and number 20 overall recruit, pretty much broke all of the major records in that Texas area, which is a good sign for the Ohio State Buckeyes. They like to go in and poach players from Texas, and they do a fantastic job of it. Now, he's not the same athlete that Fleming is, but he's part of a very dynamic group of receivers Ohio State has brought in this year. Fantastic production at a good level at Texas. It makes sense that he's going to be a high-touted recruit. Again, I cannot wait to see what Brian Hartline is able to do with him. All right, moving on now to the next player. That is C.J. Stroud, the 4-star pro-style quarterback. He comes from California, a 2-sport player, as so many of these kids were. Also a very good basketball player. Again, kind of a late bloomer, much like Johnson. His junior year was his first year as a starting varsity quarterback. Ohio State beat out the likes of Michigan, Oregon, and Georgia to add him onto their quarterback depth chart. Of course, Justin Fields, he's going to be back. He's going to be their guy next year. But once Fields goes to the NFL, maybe it's C.J. Stroud's turn. Now, he, of course, needs to add weight, as pretty much every single one of these players needs to. But checking in just under 6'3", you throw on another easy 25 pounds. It shouldn't be that hard for a high school player going to the college football level. Stroud could be the quarterback of the future for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, the more things change, the more they stay the same, of course, because Ohio State continues to lead the Big Ten in the recruiting rankings. They're number 1 in the Big Ten, number 5 overall. Michigan follows them at number 10 in the nation. Penn State's 13th. Then a bit of a drop-off. Nebraska is 21st, and Wisconsin is number 25. Michigan State, by the way, just a quick aside, they are actually outside the top 40. So who will win the Big Ten in 2020? I would bet eventually we'll have some Michigan fans watching this because you want to be aware of what your enemy's doing. But I think we'll have mostly Ohio State votes. I think that's correct because Ohio State's the best team in the Big Ten. I'm sorry, Michigan, Penn State, and other programs, Wisconsin, I guess, too. OSU is the best team, so they have my vote to win the Big Ten in 2020. We mentioned receivers. Here's another one. G. Scott Jr. out of Washington, a 4-star recruit, number 65 overall. Again, not quite the same burner that Fleming is, but good route runner. It's open pretty easily. I love his size as well. He's listed at 6'2.5", 207. So if you put on a little bit of extra size for him, I've got a player comp specifically for you Ohio State fans. You add on an extra, even just say 10 pounds, 15 pounds, ends up looking pretty similar size to Noah Brown, who I know you Buckeye fans know, and maybe you use him in a similar way if you're Ohio State. All right, how about some defensive players? Kind of ignored that so far for Ohio State. But at number 74 overall, inside linebacker Cody Simon, a 4-star recruit. Really great size for a linebacker, listed at 6'1", 218. Ran a 4.53 40 at one of the opening events, so it is a verified 40, not those high school inflated numbers where everyone runs a sub 4.4. But he's a good athlete. Ohio State looking to replace some linebackers this year and down the road. Malik Harrison, of course, is gone. Simon could be an impact player. Maybe not in year 1, but year 2 or year 3. Oh, look, another receiver. That's right, guys. That's 4 different receivers inside the top 100 for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Mookie Cooper is undersized, especially compared to the other guys they brought in. About 5'8", 193. Kind of built like a running back. Isn't the same burner, a little bit more quicker than fast potentially. But if he's built like a back, he's a bit undersized. Going to Ohio State, Curtis Samuel comparison. That one kind of checks out easily there for the Buckeyes. They need someone in that mold. I think Cooper could be that. Probably not year 1, but again, down the road. Now, Ohio State fans, if you're looking for some awesome new gear, we got you guys covered. All kinds of gears up to 50% off. That's hats. That's hoodies. That's t-shirts. That's quarter zips. That's even some jerseys. All kinds of stuff is on sale right now. So go check it out. It's chatsports.com/OSU Sale. Chatsports.com/OSU Sale for gear up to 50% off. I don't know how long that's going to last, so get in on it while you still can. Luke Wypler now is the 4-star center, number 107 overall. Now, he mostly played tackle in the high school level, but at 6'2", 285, that screams interior offensive lineman. Darrion Henry, a 4-star defensive tackle out of Cincinnati, and yes, he actually is the teammate of Parris Johnson Jr. Princeton, and ended up turning out 2 different top 155 players in this year's recruiting class. 6'4", 280, can play some inside, can play some out. I might make him into maybe a base defensive end, kick him inside a DT on third downs. That's an option for the Ohio State Buckeyes. All right, Jacolbe Cowan, another defensive tackle, number 161 overall. I like his build, 6'5", listed at 266, but you'll bulk him up pretty easily. I think he's actually almost closer to 270 these days. Get him up there to more of the 300 pounds. He's 6'5". He has the frame to do it. That screams interior defensive lineman for me. Now, the Buckeyes have several players who subscribe to my name theory. Namely, if you have a badass name and you're an athlete, you're going to be a great football player. First one up is Kourt Williams. Now, you can make all the puns that you want there from St. John Bosco, so you got some at least good high school programs there. Again, a little bit more of an undersized linebacker, 6'1", 216. Not the same athlete, I don't think, that Simon is, but it's not like he's a bad athlete either. Buckeyes looking for more linebackers. They got a good one. All right, one of my favorite name theories this year, Lathan Ransom. I don't know about you guys. I have a very difficult time seeing a safety or even potentially a nickel corner named Ransom not being awesome in college football. He comes from Arizona, so the Ohio State Buckeyes doing that thing where they just go, recruit the best players from the best states because they're the Ohio State Buckeyes. Can add some more frame to his size, but hard-hitting safety. I see a strong safety in his future for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Another safety, that is Ryan Watts at number 202 out of Texas. Nice size, 6'2.5", 187. Could also end up playing cornerback. He's a very physical type of player and has the frame that even the NFL and college too, looking more and more for these days. Now, folks, it is almost Valentine's Day, and you do not want to forget to get your wife, your girlfriend, your mother a gift. So I'm saving you guys 15% off all flowers and gifts on Pro Flowers. Head over to chatsports.com/flowers. One more time, it's chatsports.com/flowers. Do it right now, and they will arrive on Valentine's Day. Not before, so don't worry about that. And if you do it now, you get it out of the way, and you don't have to worry about paying for the rush shipping or anything like that. It's chatsports.com/flowers. Check the description, check the comments. I've got the link in there for you guys. Next up is Cameron Martinez, who is an athlete. He played quarterback in high school, but probably going to move to receiver or safety. He is the only Ohio State recruit committed who has not signed. He has, though, said he's going to sign on National Signing Day on Wednesday, so don't panic on that one. Athlete screams redshirt year to me, but there is some impressive upside with Martinez. Another quarterback the Ohio State Buckeyes got was Jack Miller out of Arizona. We mentioned the other Arizona player earlier. He had offers from the likes of Alabama, from Auburn, and, of course, both Arizona schools, but it was the Ohio State Buckeyes who came in and managed to bring him into their 2020 recruiting class. And a lot of 4-stars here. Jack Miller, tough path to playing time, given that they already have C.J. Stroud, in theory, ahead of him. I want you guys to shout out your favorite player in the 2020 class. I am not going to tell you mine. I'll tell you guys why in a second, because we have not yet gotten to my favorite player. You'll see why in a little bit. But everyone in the comments, shout out your favorite player in the 2020 class. And while you're down there typing in your favorite player, hit the big red button you see and subscribe. If you want more Ohio State videos, let the bosses know. More subscriptions equal more Ohio State videos. So hit that big red button and subscribe today. Next up is Mitchell Melton, another linebacker. This one from Maryland. Good size, 6'3.5", 230. I'm not sure if he becomes an outside linebacker or a defensive end. We'll see how the Buckeyes end up developing him. I mentioned my favorite player. Here he is. Lejond Cavazos. His first name is Lejond. Oh, he's going to be a superstar. How is he only number 351? He went to IMG Academy. This dude's going to be the greatest player of all time. There's no way around it. Oh, also, by the way, he's 6'1", 190 and runs a 4.4 flat. I don't know what we're doing here. I only have him be 351. This kid's going to be amazing. Like, if your first name is Lejond, and that is how it's pronounced, by the way, future superstar, top 10 pick. All right, back to some actual discussion here. Drew Royer, the tight end from Elder. First off, GCL North, great high school program. You Ohio State fans know exactly what I'm talking about. His production at Elder this year, 70 catches, 1,258 yards, and 15 touchdowns. That's pretty damn good at the high school level. Only a 3-star. Maybe got to bulk up a little bit there and, work on his blocking, but he could be a player down the road for the Ohio State Buckeyes and in terms of an impact option. Of course, the goal for Ohio State every single year is to make it to the college football playoff. So will they do it in the 2020 season? Type Y for yes or type N for no. I lean more towards yes, the Buckeyes will be back because Justin Fields is back once again. All right, some more 3-star players here. Grant Teton out of Michigan, good size, 6'7", 310. He's not super fast, but that size gives you something to work with. Another offensive lineman, Josh Fryer out of Indiana, also good size at 6'5". Not the best athlete, but got some flex in terms of playing tackle guard or even center. Another Cincinnati kid, that's Mayan Williams, who kind of was a quarterback in high school. Big bruiser guy as well. Not a true speedster, but there's always a room for that type of player on your roster. Ty Hamilton, that last name should be familiar to Buckeye fans. It is the brother of the current Ohio State Buckeye, Devon Hamilton. So familial lines continue along here for OSU. Jacob James, another elder kid, that tight end. Well, James went there as well. 3-star offensive guard. Needs to add some size to his frame, but the Buckeyes recruit in that Cincinnati area well, which historically tends to pay off. Troy LaRoe, another offensive lineman. I like it when teams throw scholarships to O-linemen because you need them in college football. Another big dude at 6'7". I think the Buckeyes have a type. And then finally, the last player, Jake Siebert, the kicker out of LaSalle, was actually a receiver to start his high school career. Then they moved him to kicker, and it worked out wonderfully. A 3-star recruit, the number 2 overall kicker in this year's class, checks in at number 1,415 because, well, it's a kicker and recruiting services don't rate those guys very highly. So as a reminder, the Buckeyes, as of right now, check in at number 5 in the 2020 recruiting classes, behind LSU, behind Clemson, Bama, and the new number 1, the Georgia Bulldogs. So who will finish with that number 1 overall class? I don't think it's going to be Ohio State, but who knows? Things can change. That is the nature of recruiting. So let me know in the comments section who you guys think will finish with that number 1 overall class in 2020.